March 19th, 2017. I've already done this thing like 3 times already. I don't know why. I always do this. I'll do like a video, and then right before it's time to upload it, I'll go take some more pictures and have something else on my mind maybe to say. And so I redo the whole thing, and I always do it at the last minute. But I'm kind of glad I did, because I got some pretty good shots just a little while ago that it's good to add in here. The photos you're looking at now, I like to call these type of photos the sun in the clouds. It just backs my theory up as far as this sun anomaly being in our atmosphere. And the other thing you're going to notice, and it just goes along with the other theory I had about it being highly magnetic and also being so close. Look at the birds. All the birds are flying to the sun. I've been noticing it for about a month, but now that spring's here, I'm getting a lot more birds, so I'm getting some better shots of them. I mean, it looks like they're flying right to this thing, and it looks like they're flying in it almost. But you'll see. I took some pictures with with the better zoom on it, but then I took the photos regularly. You'll see the mix of them with the Sony CyberShot, which just gives such a crisp color. All the colors are just so true. It gives some really good pictures, almost like 3D sometimes. But you'll see the birds flying to it. They navigate magnetic north. That's how they navigate when there's any type of magnetic anomaly or a magnetic field that happens. They'll like freak out. They'll fly in circles, or they'll fly directly to it. So that's what you're seeing here. And I mean, you see all types of different species of birds, just not one particular type of bird. And yeah, because we're on a lake, there are a lot of birds, that'll feed, but you won't see them fly into the sun. You'll see them like swarming around a spot, maybe where there's some like bait fish up in there or something. But other than that, they don't generally do that. It's I find it kind of strange. So I got those in there, and then I got some really, really good pictures of what people are calling it the Death Star and stuff. I don't call it the Death Star. I mean, when I first started getting the photos, I got that red sun flare, lens flare, with a little red dot, and it did look like the Death Star. But now I found my window, and I know how to take pictures of this thing now. It don't look nothing like the Death Star to me. It looks like some crazy, I don't know, like some type of ship or some type of crazy satellite. Big, it's really big. Almost looks like it has a face on it. It looks super high tech, but with an organic look to it. And you'll see it in the photos what I'm talking about. When there's the clouds, it scatters the light, and that's their technique to hide this thing. And you'll see it. I really worked on getting that effect to show you how it's cloaked in some of these pictures. I'm getting pretty good with it. So I'm trying to show you in the photos that a certain way of the light will reflect it away, and you can see as the clouds go over the sun and around the sun, it'll come in and out of reflection. When it's reflected like that, the pictures are always a little grainier. So because no matter how much I do try to cut it all out, cut out the lighting, you only can do so much. And I found, people were using like the welder's masks and stuff, and that's great. You can see it pretty good. You see the outline, but you don't really see what it is. Yeah. The trick is to cut out the least amount of light as possible. I kind of found it by mistake. I kept on taking pictures, and I was getting little sun flares, and I could tell there was, I could see it with my own eye. There was something different, something weird, and you could see it, but it was so bright and so scattered, And one day I went down there, and something just told me, don't give up, keep doing it. I went down there and I had a pair of my work glasses on, and they were polarized, and I could see it with my eye, and it dawned on me, hey, the chemtrails, I know, scatter light because of the, the aluminum particles and stuff in it. I was like, that's how they're hiding it. And then I started thinking about like different lighting filters I could use. And so I went to the store looking for them, and I found like a little, like a clip-on lens for your cell phone. Kind of paid like $15 for it. It was a cheap, cheesy one. And I had an iPhone 4. And I took lots of pictures, and I was able to zoom in really well. That's what I liked about it. But at the same time, when I found the window, which is like usually about a 10-minute period where the sky opens up, and when I hit that window, I couldn't believe what I was seeing and taking pictures. And at first I thought it might have been like, oh, it's the lens I'm using, it's cheap, that's why I'm getting that effect. But I was getting really good close-up pictures of the clouds, and I really liked them and stuff like that. So I played with it a little bit and got better with it, and started looking around and doing a little research. I didn't have a lot of money to do a whole lot, but so what I did is I shopped around, and I found and did research on what would be the best cell phone camera, because I couldn't afford no like really good camera. And I heard at the time it was the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 7 had the best pictures you could get. So I was able to hustle me up an iPhone 6, and I went out and bought a mini telescope for it. It's made just for the iPhone 6. It was a little expensive, but it was a higher quality than a $15 one. And I just wanted to see if it was just, the effect of a cheap clip-on, thing for your cell phone. It was kind of cheesy to me, So, and then I ordered a telescope mount for a cell phone as well. So, so I use the two now. I use the 12 times zoom iPhone lens, which is awesome. I mean, it does a really good job. And then I have a monocular. It's a good quality, and it's made for taking pictures. That's the other thing you got to make sure. Well, I mount my telescope mount to it, and I use that. I don't, because it's like 15 times 50 zoom. I don't ever turn on the zoom with it as it is. I just use the lens as it is, and because it's way too much. But that's how I'm able to get such good close-up pictures of it. But on a clear day when there's no clouds, I will not use a lens. I go for the most natural that I can. I just as close to the sun as I can get it with no interference. On a clear day with no clouds and good air quality, I guess you'd say, I just use the zoom. I zoom in, I focus, and I wait for my window of opportunity, and that's how I get my pictures. There's no technique to it or anything. It's all about timing and location. And I call it the window. The window is I get about a 10-minute opportunity where I can see everything like that. And I can see it with my eye pretty good too, especially with the polarized sunglasses. But you do lose some with the polarized sunglasses. Don't look the same. So, yeah, my window of opportunity is about 6:50 now because of the time change, 6:50 to 7 o'clock. But I've been able to get it to 7:05 because it's just really clear. We've got really like a clear air. It's not all the pollution and stuff like that. And thick chemtrailed. It's almost. I haven't seen a sky really this blue in a long time. So I've been able to get some really good photos. Excuse me. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was the awakening process and all this. And I don't really talk too much about what this is and why and all that. I think that's more for you to discover on your own, because anybody can tell you anything, and I wouldn't want to say something about some information and maybe you could take it the wrong way and I could mislead you. I try to do my best as like basic facts as I can. I try not to be too much opinionated and theories. The two theories I do have about it is it's magnetic and it's in the atmosphere. And the only reason why I bring those out is because I can prove those to you. I've showed you pictures of the ISS in the atmosphere. I won't steer you in the wrong direction. The awakening process for me was really, really hard. It took a while. I think logically, but it took me a couple of years. I mean, I had to go through the ancient alien crap and realize that, that wasn't the truth. But it led me in the right direction. And, the more I researched and the more I realized and the more I took in and processed it, the more awake I became. And finding the truth and researching and watching videos and reading articles and stuff like that, I was able to weed out truth from like deception, distraction, and just basic lies. And the more awake I become, the easier it is. So now it's to the point where like I can talk to a person immediately. I can just look at them and know if they're awake and they're aware of really what's going on, to oppose as to somebody that's sleeping. I mean, you look at the world through different eyes totally. You look at everything differently, and that's the dead giveaway for me. And I'm seeing so many people wake up so much. It's so awesome, because really that's what we need to do, because if we wanted to revolt against the 1%ers, violence wouldn't be the way, because you get your butt kicked anyways. There's a different way to combat this. You don't have to eat their GMO food. You don't have to drink their fluorinated water. Little things like that. It makes you more of a sound mind. But just the fact that you're awake, it gives off a different type of energy that the world needs, I think. I look at it, I'm a builder. I look at it like you got a wire for the house. It's got a black, a white, and a ground. And, the negative power and the positive power, it creates a cycle. But the only way to really keep control of it is the ground wire, or you could think of it like the God wire. It grounds you. It makes you the circuit complete, and there's no interruptions, and there's no mistakes or anything, or nobody gets hurt. Nobody gets electrocuted.